Good morning. It is 7:03 on a cloudy but better crisp Friday morning here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's 7:03. Just wanted to send the notifications out that I'm on and I'm live, and I hope that you will join me in this sacred space. That's what I like to call it, because this is an opportunity for us to get together and talk about issues and topics that are relevant to us, and things that ultimately the goal is for us to become the best versions of ourselves unapologetically. And so I just want to thank you for joining me today. How is everybody doing? We've reached the end of another week. I'm still trying to get myself together. That's better. I like that. We've reached another week. How's your week been? Mine's been pretty good. Hectic, busy, but I like that. It keeps me focused. It keeps me grounded. Last week, as you know, we were snowed in. I didn't leave my house for 7 days. And that was pretty good, though. I was able to really have some time of reflection. I got to read some books. And I just really spent time by myself. Me and my dog, although by the end of the 7th day, me and my dog were beefing. So who knows? But it was a good time. And I hope that if you were snowed in, I hope that you used that time productively. And I hope you're looking forward to a great week. So this is the beginning of a new year, and a lot of us always want to make New Year's resolutions, new goals of what we want to do, what weight we're trying to achieve, activities we want to engage in, trips we want to take. And as we're making those positive steps and saying these are the things we want to do and add to our plate, in order to add to an already full plate, sometimes you need to take things away. And so today's topic is on the 8 things that you need to remove from your life to be successful. So let's dive in. So lots of people think the best way to become successful is to pick up a lot of new habits and skills. And while this can help, because it's important, let me shift a little bit more. It's important to have new skills, and this can help. But sometimes the best thing you can do is to give up the things that are distracting you from your goals. And again, I like to say this again, that as we get new things, sometimes you have to let things go. How many of you got clothes in the closet? You keep buying new clothes, but you haven't even dealt with the old clothes in your closet. And next thing you know, your closet's out of control. Your shoes falling down. You got things in there you don't even know you had. Sometimes you have to, just as you have to declutter your closet, you have to declutter your life. So instead of adding new things in your life, try removing some of the negative things that hold you back from success. While some things are very easy to give up, others require a little bit more time and effort. So here are the 8 things that you need to remove, or you should remove, because you don't need to do anything, but you should remove from your life so you can be more successful. Number 1, remove excuses. Successful people don't blame their family, their friends, their job, their co-workers for their life. Instead, they understand that they are fully responsible for their own life and situation. They see this as a good thing, as it means that they hold the power to significantly improve their life. When you make up excuses, you are lying to yourself, which will hold you back from achieving your goals. Again, you may not be able to control what happens to you, but you have full control of what you do about it. And that starts with removing that negative, poor me mindset. So I used to work for a company for 15 years, and I had got promoted, and I was director of operations. And I had a coworker that gave me the blues. I mean, she was not nice to me. She sabotaged me every chance she got. And I used to look at her and I would blame her for her shortcomings. Now, I'm not passing anything off to say that because she was horrible, but I never got full control of the situation because I continuously looked at her as a barrier. I couldn't change who she was, but I needed to learn how to change me. And so removing the excuses out of your life, saying, well, I can't do this because someone else is stopping me. No, the person who held me back from being successful in that position was me. And let me just say this too. I had shared this with one of my best friends the other day. It's the same in relationships. I was dating guys who were liars and losers. And it took me, they would just lie to me for no reason. And I kept asking myself, well, what is wrong with them? Why do they keep chasing me? It wasn't until I looked in the mirror and I had that hard conversation with myself and said, in all these bad relationships, the common denominator is me. Until I work on me, I will continue to make excuses about why people are treating me the way they do. When I took them out of the situation and made it about me, in the sense that I decided to stop making excuses and I started working on myself, then I saw a change. Number 2, remove perfectionism. Perfection is unattainable, so trying to achieve it is a waste of time. Instead of worrying about mistakes you've made in the past or physical flaws that bother you, simply focus on trying to be the better you in small steps. No one is perfect, but anyone can make a decision to be a better person. Perfectionism will keep you trapped in a vicious cycle that you're completely stuck, or so you believe, and just do the best you can. So this is really relevant for me. When I began to really work out, I would see people in the gym, and you see it, you see these fitness people on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and you're like, oh my God, they have the perfect body. I want their body. That's their body. How can I perfect my temple? How can I make sure that I'm in the best physical, emotional, mental shape for me? While I like and may enjoy and use someone as a role model, that's their life, that's their body, that's them. How can I make this temple, this person, the best version of myself? So striving for perfectionism is never gonna happen. Nobody is perfect. Nobody's on 100% of the time, all the time. Be the best you can be. So stop trying to be perfect, because you're never gonna get it. Number 3, remove fear. Lots of people make themselves smaller without realizing. They keep quiet through discussions when they really want to say something. They avoid taking risks, and they always think about the worst case scenario. How many of you do that? You won't go into things because this is the worst case scenario. What if this happens to me? What if that happens to me? This fearful attitude will stop you from achieving your full potential. So remove it from your life and be brave instead. Speak up, voice your thoughts, and actively chase your dreams and your goals. Fear should never be the reason we miss out on something that we want to do. Ask yourself this question: will I regret not doing this because I was afraid? So, I have a healthy fear of haunted houses, which is a good, healthy fear. I don't like being scared, but the fear of going out by myself to sit by myself. I know a lot of people say, because I'm quick, I will go out on a solo date in a heartbeat. Anybody else can do that? I have no problem going to a restaurant and sitting by myself, enjoying my meal, not sitting like I'm embarrassed or ashamed. I love that quiet time with me by myself. A lot of people say to me, well, how do you do that? I'm afraid to do that. Why are you afraid to sit by yourself? Why is it that you're afraid of what people are going to say? As if, well, she can't get a date. I don't know them folks. They don't know me. And that's been one of my biggest growth areas. I've really stopped worrying about what people are going to say, because that's a fear-based decision. So when we decide to remove fear from the equation, we can walk boldly into a situation. And listen, just because you feel fear just because you do it doesn't mean you won't feel the fear. You may be still afraid, but removing the fear says, I might be uncomfortable with this situation. I may not be familiar with this situation, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to bravely step into my next. Number 4. Good morning, Miss Flossie King. Thank you for joining me today. Number 4. Remove the need to control everything. You cannot control everything, and trying to do so is a draining, futile task. You just won't do it. Instead, it won't help you become more successful. It will make you feel stressed, upset, and frustrated. Instead of trying to control everything around you, make an effort to care less about the things you can't control and focus on the things you can. When you decide to just let go and not need to control everything, because that was a huge growth area for me. I wanted to micromanage that. And when I say micromanage, I was a manager. I never micromanaged the people I supervised, but I sure was micromanaging my life. Hey, Jesus or God or Buddha or whatever, doorknob, whatever your higher power is, I'm trying to tell my higher power, this is how it should go. I'm micromanaging every day in my life. I'm trying to control myself. I'm trying to control people. I'm trying to control situations so ultimately I will get what I want. Ask me how that worked for me. I got two failed marriages to show. I got two failed marriages to show that controlling everything means nothing. I can't control other people. I can't control what they think. I can't even control what other people think of me. You can't. So when you make an effort you have to make an effort to care less about the things you can't control. I can't control the weather. I can't control what people think about me. I can't control any of it. But what I can control is my response. What I can control is how I feel about it. What I can control is how I choose to walk in my own being authentic and being myself unapologetically. That is one thing I can control. And so, yeah, people going to say what they want to about me. Let them. I know who I am. Number 5, remove a fixed mindset. Lots of people have a fixed mindset and they make no effort to learn more or change their perception. This makes it hard for them to become more successful as their mind is stuck in the past. Try to embrace knowledge and learning and remember that you can always become wiser. So I brought this up because someone asked me in the chat, what is a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset is when you say, this is never going to get any better. This is just who I am. I'm not able to make the adjustments. You give up on yourself. This is who I am, and I'm just not going to get any better. While I'm comfortable in who I am and what I bring to the table, I'm always able to learn and grow. When you have a growth mindset, you don't look at your situation and go, well, that's just, I can't grow from this. No, what can I learn from it? How can I handle this situation better? What is this situation, this information teaching me that I can use for myself? Because everything that happens in your life is an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity for you to grow and become a better version of yourself if you let it. The pain, the hurt, the disappointment, the love, the laughter, the joy, all of it will teach you valuable lessons if you open up your mind and remove that fixed mindset and embrace a growth mindset. So again, try to remove that fixed mindset, especially if you're trying to go into 2024 and you have all these goals and dreams and things you want to accomplish. You want to get your business off the ground. You want to lose weight. How are you going to do any of that if you have a fixed mindset and believe you can? It won't happen. Number 6, remove the desire for overnight success. Some people believe the majority of successful people, it happened overnight, or they became successful by chance. While luck can definitely play a part in it, you can't rely on luck to become successful. In reality, success takes time and dedication. So you should plan for your future as well as the day ahead of you. So a lot of people believe when you see, Kevin Hart or Cat Williams, or you see a professional athlete, or you see a professional basketball player, you just think, oh, they got lucky. No, they didn't. They worked at that. There were many a nights where they were wondering if this was really their choice for them. When the athlete, when he got hurt, or the comedian, when he was booed off the stage, or the life coach that, was struggling to get clients. All of those things, when you see somebody, you can't just say, oh my gosh, she's a successful health life coach. I worked my tail off to become a successful health life coach. I worked my tail off to become a board certified health and wellness coach. That's what I do. And so while you may see me in this moment and think she stumbled on it, I've been doing these Facebook Live series now for over a year. There were times where I was just sitting talking to myself because nobody had tuned in, but I kept going. I didn't quit. I was committed to the process, which is what my trainer says all the time. I was committed to the process. I didn't get to be 400 pounds overnight, and I didn't lose it overnight. Those days of getting up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning to get to the gym, all of that took time. I didn't just drop overnight, and neither will you. So whatever success, your goal, your dreams, remove that stigma, that desire for overnight success. What you want, if you really want it, is going to take time, and it's going to take your dedication to get there. So forget the overnight success. You're not going to drop 40 pounds in an hour. You're not going to drop it in a month. But you will lose weight if you stay consistent and on the path. Number 7, and this is a huge one. Remove toxic people. If people around you are negative and pessimistic, over time you will start to be negative and pessimistic too. Let me just say this. One of my favorite pastors, I say his name all the time. Good morning, Sharon. Reverend B. Lamont Mumford did a sermon one time in Nashville, and he said, if you hang around folks who smoke and drink, you will be smoking dope and drinking after a while too. You are who you hang around. Let me repeat that again. You are who you hang around. So, now that old saying, birds of a feather flock together. Negativity, misery loves company. Negativity is attractive. I think about this. How many positive posts do you see and it gets liked, but then you see a post of people fighting and arguing back and forth and it's got 2,000 likes? I've never quite figured that out yet. I don't know why people are drawn. Like, I'm not hating on people who like reality TV. If you like it, you like it. But I just don't get it. Like, why would I want to watch people fight? Remove the toxic people from your life and replace them with optimistic, supportive people who genuinely care about you and your dreams. Like everybody in this chat, like everybody who participates and watches this Facebook Live series. You will find that you are more motivated to work on your goals, be happier, and you are less stressed. Let me say this. I have a great crew of friends. I do. They're my rock. They keep me grounded. And all of them, I can honestly say, have positive traits about them. They are truly working on themselves. They own who they are. And they are committed to being the best versions of themselves. When I started this process, I thought I was going to have more people to go on this journey with me. But as I became more optimistic, as I became more focused on removing the negativity and stopping that negative mindset, some of the closest people to me fell away. Surround yourself with people who are going to be optimistic. Not everybody, and I will say this, a lot of people say, well, not everybody wants you to achieve your dream. Not everybody's willing to work for their dream. So once they see you working towards yours, then of course they don't want you to reach yours because they're not willing to do the work to get theirs. I just said something there. You really do have to be mindful about surrounding yourself with toxic people. If someone's negative and can't speak positive of themselves, what on earth makes you think that they're going to pour into you? Can't give what you don't have. And number 8, remove the need to say yes when you really want to say no. Some people struggle to say no to people around them. To say yes, some people struggle to say no to people around them, even if they really want to say no. This normally means you end up wasting time doing things that you don't want to do. And other people might start taking advantage of you. Be brave and say no when you want to. Only you can make your dreams, your goals, your vision a priority. And it is difficult to do that if you're so busy helping other people reach their dreams and their vision. Let me repeat that again. You can't help other people reach their goals, and you're going to miss out on your own goals and dreams trying to help other people reach theirs because you keep saying yes to people. Good morning. So, and this really does stem from people pleasing. You want folks to like you, agree with you, and or you're looking for acceptance. Saying yes to everything is never going to get you that. So a lot of times when we say yes to people, you have to ask yourself, why am I saying yes to something I really don't want to do? Well, I don't want people to think bad of me, and I don't want folks to think I'm, not friendly. That goes back up to number 4 when I said you make an effort to care less about things you can't control. You can't control what other people are going to say about you. You only can really be the best version of yourself when you are true and honest to yourself. So that people pleasing, saying yes to things just because that is what seems to be acceptable, where is that getting you? And only you can answer that. I will say this for myself. When I was a people pleaser, I was the most miserable I ever was, but I had a whole lot of friends around me. As long as I was willing to continue to give out of my negative, as long as I was willing to pour myself out continuously, I had lots of friends. The minute I said, no, I'm going to put me first. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I don't want to engage in that. No, I don't want to talk to you. Then all of a sudden, I started losing family and I lost a lot of friends and family because I put my foot down. And it's this thing called boundaries. So again, number 8, have a boundary and remove the need to say yes when you really want to say no. Jump in the chat. Let me know what you think about those 8 things you need to remove in your life so you can have a better 2024. Listen, we're trying to grow in 2024. And as you add things to your plate, as you're adding things to help you meet your goals, your dreams, your visions, you're going to have to remove some things. Again, can't give what you don't have. And if your plate is full, then things are going to seep over. You have to clear your plate and say, what am I going to eat off of this? Am I going to eat the fruit of my own work? Am I going to eat the fruit of my prosperity, meaning how I feel about myself, what I feel about myself? Or am I going to continue to try to add folks' agenda to my plate? We can go on for days for that. So I'm going to do my reading because it is 7:30 and I'm mindful. I want to thank you. Whether you join me live or you join me later, know that I value and appreciate you, particularly the 142 new followers I picked up just this week. Much love to all of you. So I'm going to do my reading, and today is from, what is it, Sharon? Blooming Bear. We are still manifesting for Morgan Richard Oliver to come through. Whew. We're just going to keep putting her out there, keep tagging her. Eventually, hopefully, she will. But she's really good people. I'm not going to lie about that. She's a beautiful person inside and out. Got mad love for her. And her readings say that. So this is from her book, Blooming Bear. And this is her poem, Envision Exodus. One of the hardest lessons I've learned, and one that took long to understand, is that God will deliver you, redeem you, and define you, but still allow storms and enemies to carry on. You will be saved, growing, learning, and becoming closer to God as each day passes. Yet, it will seem like every time you look over your shoulder, you will see those seeking to destroy, defame, or distract you. This is not because God is blind to your efforts, ignoring your prayers, or has forgotten you. Everything is allowed because it's part of his strategy. Always remember, the same God that created the sea is the same God that suddenly parted it to set the captives free. Only when he saw his people were across, safe and ready, did he turn the tide to drown the enemies and block their way of returning to their place of destruction. Stay focused, continue planting good seeds, keep moving forward, and do not be fooled by people and things committed to keeping you bound. God's going to take care of them. Press on to your breakthrough and don't look back. This isn't your season of entertaining. This is your exodus. Focus on your faith. You're coming out. If you do not have this book, I highly recommend that you support and read Blooming Bear by Margaret, by her. I have found her books to be, I will say this, and I'm gonna tag her, hopefully she'll see, but Morgan Richard Oliver and her books have been the key foundation for me on my journey. So, Blooming Bear, Morgan Richard Oliver, love you. Hope you come to Nashville. See you sometime soon. Love that. And hit my 2 love notes for today. And my love notes go to 2 people that I love them so very much. My first love note goes to Toni Carroll Smith. She's amazing. She has a company. She's a party planning designer. Her company is Celebrations by Toni. She's amazing. Let me tell you something. She can make $1,000. She can make $1,000 like $1 million. Ain't that right, Sharon? Toni is not. She is here for the real. All right. So, love note to her. And the second love note goes to Miss Flossie King, who's on here with us today. Miss Flossie, I sure appreciate everything that you've done. You are so supportive of me. And I just want you to know that I value you. So, love note to you today. And I want to thank y'all for joining me today. I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that the 8 steps that we talked about today are going to be, they are impactful for you so that you can grow in 2024. I hope everybody has a great day. I love y'all. I see y'all next time.